Hey guys, T-Bones here, jumping at you with lesson 82, volume of rectangular prism. So volume is essentially how much space is in something, right? So let's say I have my mug here, right? We'll ignore the handle and we'll kind of ignore that it's a little curved. But we have my circumference or my perimeter, which is just the space around the object, right? If I just draw around here, that would be my perimeter, or in this case, because it's a circle, that would be my circumference, right? And then if we were to talk about area, it's not just this line around here, it's all the stuff inside, okay? So we've suddenly jumped from just one dimensional of just talking about the line itself to talking about everything inside of it, okay? What we're going to do now when we're talking about volume is we're going to talk about all of the stuff inside this three-dimensional figure, right? So we can still talk about area, which is all of the area around this whole side, okay? So you can talk about area within the concept of a three-dimensional figure, which is called our surface area, okay? So the surface area is just the outside. And then we have the volume, that is everything inside. If we were going to use our English terminology, for a two-dimensional figure, you have your perimeter, which is the outside, and then you have the area for the inside. When you switch over to a three-dimensional figure, suddenly your area is just the outside. We differentiate this by calling it our lateral surface area, or just surface area. Okay? And then we say volume is all the stuff inside. Okay? And then if we were to go back even further and we were just saying one-dimensional, in just one-dimensional you would just have the perimeter, and that would be it. Okay? So it sort of grows. So for whatever a fourth-dimensional figure is, volume would be the outside, and then there would be some other thing all on the inside following this codex. But so here I have a cubic centimeter, and that's cubic inch, okay? Well, how many 1-inch cubes are needed to form this rectangular prism? Well, you would have 5 here, 3 deep, and 4 high, which means that you would have 3 rows of 5 to make just the first line of them. And then you'd have to take that and you'd have to double it, and then add another, and then add another, 4 high. And what we would ultimately get is we would get 5 times 3 times 4. Okay? So all you're really going to be doing here is rather simply just multiplying, okay? Where your area equaled length times width, your volume equals length times width times height. Or you could even say your volume equals your area times your height. Though we don't use that, we're not really going to say that because we have our surface area. So it's going to confuse terms if you did something like that. It's not incorrect, it just gets confusing. So it's better to just use the same terms, length times width times height equals our volume, and then our area is just our length times our width. Okay, so that's going to be a little bit easier and less confusing, just because we're getting into three-dimensional figures, we have more stuff here. Yeah, I think you guys should be able to do this just fine. I will say, I'm gonna just do a quick thing for D. I don't know off the top of my head what answer the book wants. I kind of worry that it wants feet. Um, I'm gonna tell you right now that if you're talking about the volume of a refrigerator, inches is probably going to be best, because you're going to be talking about the depth and you're going to be talking about the width, and it's not going to be whole feet. And so while the book may say feet, you're actually going to see people talk about inches more. For instance, like talking about TVs, we might talk about 16-inch or 20-inch, 24-inch TV. You don't say a 2-foot TV, you say a 24-inch TV. And that's because when you're getting fine, you don't ever want to say, oh yeah, I have a 1-foot 4-inch TV. That doesn't make as much sense. It's easier to just say 16 inches. So I would assume that for a refrigerator, it's going to be easiest to say inches, because that way you don't have to use any half instances. But that's real world versus what they want. I don't know what they're going to say for their answer. For the actual written practice that you guys got today, just 1 through 29 odd. All right, have a good one, my dudes.